Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome to Frizzy's Corner Bar.
Yes, welcome.
So tonight we're celebrating spring. So we thought it would be fun to do cocktails that are floral in essence because the flowers are starting to bloom around here. So we thought that would be fun. And then we wanted to switch it up. Mike thought he'd like to make a few cocktails tonight. So Mike will be making cocktails and I am going to be making an egg dish because using leftovers. So it kind of combines spring cleaning out the fridge, as well as eggs, which are always a symbol of spring. So you got a few things to tell people?
I don't have a lot going on. So I sold my truck this week, which was really a surprise because I wasn't expecting to do that. I was actually selling it to a wholesaler. I threw it on Craigslist. I was flooded with responses. Sold it to a nice couple up in Lancaster, Mass. I think they were like 30, 31 years old. They were ecstatic. They made me an offer, and I took less than what they offered because they needed. It was just a long story, but anyway, yeah.
We have a few birthdays.
We do. Oh yes, happy birthday to my sister Carol.
I'm supposed to say happy Thanksgiving, Carol.
Yes. Okay. Other birthdays?
Mike Overschmidt was last week.
Oh yes, Mike.
Happy birthday, Mike. And so I think that's what we had for birthday. So happy birthdays and cheers, everyone. So Mike's going to start making the cocktail.
Okay, so I'm going to start with what's called an orange blossom. We tried this out. We actually tried a couple of them out, and we thought this one was really good. It was tasty. It was very simple. It is a gin-based cocktail, and if you have a botanical gin like Hendrick's, I have Uncle Val's botanical. They offer, I think there's 3 different styles that they offer: restoration, botanical, and a London dry, I believe it is. So this is a pretty simple cocktail. It is going to be shaken, not stirred. Can anyone guess why we're shaking it, not stirring it?
Mm-hmm.
Guess.
Yes.
Why are we shaking it and not stirring this cocktail?
We can get some comments there.
So we're going to start. I'm making 2 cocktails, so I have to double up the recipe. So hopefully I can do this complicated math. So there is 2 ounces, and I believe that is an ounce.
So Kevin Shoei says hello.
And just a little extra to grow on.
Your trip looked awesome, Kevin.
Yes, Kevin. So then after that, we are going to use, I'm using dry Curacao. That's a French liqueur. It's along the lines of like Cointreau, which I have here, which I'll use on the next cocktail. But this one is more on the drier side, and I think it goes really well with the botanical aspect of this gin that we're using. So this is, because I am doing a double, it is one of these. Whoops, a little extra overflow there. Oh well. That's the angel share or something like that, right? Okay, and then we're going to take a ½ ounce of lime juice. We're actually using a full ounce. So just want to be careful. I don't get too much of this.
Betty's asking about the citrus. The citrus will be a month next week, so I will show the result of the citrus experiment.
And so now we're going to use 1½ ounces. This is fresh orange juice that I squeezed and I strained that out to remove all the pulp. And what I used here, this was fresh lime juice that I squeezed out. And I also strained that out. It's really important that you take the pulp out of your cocktail. You don't want to have to chew the cocktail. You want a nice, clear cocktail. So this is orange juice, 1½. So get it to right there.
Making 2?
Yes, I am. Did you want one?
I would love one.
Okay, well, I'll make you the other one. So which is the ½ one there, right?
Did you do 2?
I did 1½.
Well, then just do another 1½.
Okay. I think I did 2.
No.
Okay. What did I do? Can we back that up?
It looked like you measured it out to 1½. That's why I asked you to make it 2. If it's got a little more orange in it, it's okay.
No, it should be just about right. And then I made this grenadine syrup last night. I took pomegranate juice, and I did a 1-to-1 with sugar. Just brought it to a nice simmer. I put in some orange peel, and this is 1 teaspoon. And just let that simmer for about 10 minutes, and then I just let it cool, and then I poured it into this fancy little jar. So this is just grenadine syrup. So it's 2 teaspoons. So, because there's some still on there, I'm gonna give that a little stir because I'd like to get all of that off of there if I can. And just gonna give my hands a little rinse here. Okay. And now we're gonna shake this. We're gonna add some ice. So what's that baking in the oven there, Shannon?
I am baking the pizza egg bake. So I have, which I'll explain when it's my turn.
Okay.
So Carolyn Clathers said we are shaking it because there is juice in it. Exactly.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Anything with juice or dairy or egg requires a shake.
That is right.
Liquor is stirred.
Okay, so I've got my glasses here chilled. I always like my glasses chilled, especially when they have these heavy bases on them, because that will actually take in some of the cold, help keep the drink nice and cold. This is a double strain. So let me just line those up.
Kiss those glasses. That was one of those things we learned in bartending class, was that when you touch the glass, it was called kissing. And if you kiss the glasses, you could walk the liquor.
Yeah, some of us can do that.
You're doing a fine job.
Would you like crushed regular ice, or would you like a big ice cube?
Whatever you have there in the in your ice bucket's fine.
Alrighty, so
if you notice, he's pouring the drink before he adds the ice. This way, he can make sure he's getting a good even pour. Because I wouldn't want, him to get more than me.
it's pretty close anyway.
I'm putting more ice in my glass.
Okay.
And we tried this. This drink was it was surprisingly good. There are actually 2 different versions of the Orange Blossom. There is the traditional Prohibition version. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, not bad.
There's a traditional Prohibition version. This is a drink from the Prohibition era, which is gin, orange juice, and sweet vermouth. So we had tried that one first because we always like to try to do the classics. And it was okay. And then we found this recipe, and this one.
This one was very nice. So now I'm going to take an orange twist or swath and use this little handy dandy thing here, and just give this a nice peel. And this is a nice long piece, and then I'm just going to give it a nice pinch to release those oils into the cocktail, and then I'm just going to twist it up a little bit. I don't have a fancy glass straw, so there you go, young lady.
Thank you.
So,
it looks like almost a little orange blossom the way you twist it.
Yes, I was trying for that.
Talented with your garnishing
I have
skills.
so many freaking talents. Just getting started.
Actually, Max is watching from Oahu.
Woo-wee.
Hey, Max.
Aloha.
We miss you. Can't wait to see you.
Yes. We'll be there not too long from now.
What are you doing in Oahu? So, and then Sandy I'm actually watching you guys live for once. Welcome, Sandy. Great to see you.
So, this is your Orange Blossom.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Love you. Oh,
That is
so
very
good.
tasty. That is an excellent, I think it's more of a summer drink than a spring drink, just because it's really refreshing. That's pretty good.
It's very good.
Okay, babe, you're up. I'm gonna take a clean up
Okay.
here.
Very good. So I'm, can you be quiet? Now, get the banging out of the way, the rinsing out of the way.
Yeah.
So tonight I am making one of my favorite things to do for breakfast. I love making breakfast. I'm a breakfast, I make breakfast around the house, and Mike makes the dinners, and on the weekends I cook, and so I love making breakfast. And my kids, really enjoy eggs. So I had come up with this one weekend when I think Max had some friends spend the night, and I wanted to and they had gone out the night before, and I wanted to make them a big hearty breakfast, and I really didn't have anything to make in an egg bake, but they had ordered a bunch of pizza the night before, and there was a bunch of leftover pizza down in the refrigerator. I think it was pepperoni pizza, so I thought, you know what, I'm gonna take that pizza and I'm gonna cut it up and I'm gonna make an egg frittata with it. And it was excellent. Everybody raved about it. So now that is one of the things that is a tradition on Saturdays or Sundays is we take the leftover pizza from the night before and we make this egg frittata. So I already have a couple in the oven, but I'm going to actually move it to the food cam because I'm just going to show you real quick how I do this. So this is the leftover pizza. We had gotten pizza on Thursday night, and we love sausage and mushroom and caramelized onion. So this is sausage, mushroom, and caramelized onion. It actually tastes really good in with the egg, but I mean, I've done it with pepperoni. I've done it with a bacon pizza. You can pretty much put anything in eggs. Actually, I've done frittata with leftover pasta, with leftover chili, with any leftover vegetable. Whatever's in the kitchen on Saturday morning, I dice up and put it in the frittata. So we're gonna cut this into about 1-inch cubes, and I follow just the slice line, and it's pretty easy to cut. And I'm just doing a half batch here. I like you putting them in little ramekins. That way everybody can get their own little individual serving. But you can do this in a casserole dish. You can do this as big or as small as you want. And then I just kind of go on the diagonal and cut it up that way. And then what I like to do is I actually like to put the crust pieces in first, just because they're gonna float to the top. But if you put them on the bottom, that is better. So this is a large pizza. So a large pizza is gonna give you about a cup. Pretty much, you want to, fill the bowl. You mean
it's a slice from a large pizza?
It's a slice from a large pizza.
Okay.
Yes. I don't know what I said.
You said Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that's what I said. And then I've already taken 4 eggs and a 1/4 cup of milk, and then I just put a pinch of salt and a pinch of pepper. I'm just going to give this another beat. And this is something that you can let sit for a while, or a lot of times I just bake it right away. So I'm pouring the egg on top. You don't really want to stir it. Oh, I forgot to mention, I grease the bowl with olive oil before I put anything in.
And what's nice about that is I'll make these once in a while as well, but it's not with Shannon, is you can use other things like she had mentioned, but you can also spice it up. So if you want it to be a little bit on the Mexican side, let's say you're putting in.
Let's put you in the camera.
Okay. So if you're doing something where you want to have a spicier dish, you could do that, like hot Italian sausage, some mozzarella cheese. You can make it on an Italian flair. You can make it on a Mexican flair. You can do it with pizza. We typically do it with pizza, never with pizza that I make because it never makes to the next day. But when we order out, we always seem to have some left over.
I'm pulling these up, the ones that I put in. So we're putting this. Actually, I'll come over and explain what I'm doing here. Okay, so I am putting that in the oven. It's a 350-degree oven, and then I bake it for 30 minutes. You know, you want to check it. You want to make sure it's dry. And this one, and I'll bring this over, because when you first pull them out, they're very high up. But as it cools, they'll settle down. So, but I'm gonna leave these over here to cool.
Okay, and I'm gonna get started on the next cocktail.
Okay, let me put up the recipe for you. There's your honey. So wait a minute, now we got some comments. Let's take a pause.
Yeah, take a pause.
Okay, so we have Jamie is saying shaken martini has more oxidants than a stirred one. And then Dory, very fancy. Happy spring, Mike.
Thank you.
Happy spring. Oh, and Jane Shoei, love this on Fridays. Well, thank you very much. We actually really enjoy doing this on Fridays as well, and we were just so happy people actually join us and to watch. And
So
Dory,
I appreciate your support and
love this idea. Kevin Shoei says, this is making me hungry. It's making me hungry too. It smells great. Max says, love an egg. Yes, we are an egg-eating family. And Mary Jo says, great idea. Definitely will try this. And Sandy says, that sounds. I don't know what Sandy thinks it sounds like. Oh, and Nathan says, got my t-shirt, looks amazing. Well, thank you, Nathan. Glad you got your t-shirt. And Pat says, thank you. Thank you, Pat, for watching.
Pat's our neighbor up the street, so she tends to watch almost every weekend. And we're good friends from the Yacht Club. So, all right, this is a honey rose margarita. I've been after Shannon for a couple of weeks to do some sort of a margarita. We were going to do one with jalapenos one day. I was trying to get her to do that. And so now that I am in charge of the bar.
You're lucky you can't see my face on the camera.
Anyway, so this is actually a very simple drink. It is just some tequila. I'm using Cerete. We're going to do 2 ounces of that. And a little orange liqueur. Like I mentioned, we're going to use the dry Curacao. Or no, actually, we're using Contro in this one. So. No, we're using Contro in this. So this is 2 ounces of this. No, this is 1 ounce of this. Holy smokes, get us all messed up here. Is this the 1 ounce? Yes. No, it's not. And now we're going to do 1 ounce of lemon juice. My clarified lemon juice.
While you're pouring that, I'm just going to show one more comment here. So Nathan says, love the logo. P.S. I'm drunk already. Well, I'm glad you like that logo. That actually came to me in when I was we had come up with the big Friday Corner Bar thing for the back of the shirts, and I was wanting just a little, little icon, and I was trying to figure out ways to make a funky F, and I thought that martini glass would be fun to stick in the middle. So yeah, I'm pretty proud of that.
So this here is honey syrup, and what I did there is just took some honey, local honey from our neighborhood, and it was a 1-to-1 ratio, and I just brought it to a nice simmer on the stove for, I don't know, 5-10 minutes or so. Didn't bring it to a boil. All I wanted to do is just let the honey and the water dissolve together. And you don't even actually have to heat it up. I think you can just mix it
with hot water.
Just with hot water. That's what Shannon typically does, and it works just fine. So what I've put in here is 2 ounces of a white tequila, 1 ounce of Contro, which is an orange liqueur. You can use triple sec. You can use the dry Curacao if you'd like. 1 ounce of lemon juice, and now I'm going to add 2 dashes of rose water. 2 dashes is about An eighth of a teaspoon. It's not all that much. I can try to dash it, but I would probably not get that exactly right.
And rose water as well as orange water can be very overpowering if you get too much in.
Yes, exactly. So you want to be careful with this. So fine, it's just easy to do it that way. And the spoon was clean.
Max says, fold the towels. Yes, chef.
What did he say?
Fold your towels. Yes, chef. Yes, chef. I'm folding it. I'm sure it's not appropriately folded, but
my towel is folded here. My little bar towel is folded. I have another one there.
When Max was here, he was all about making sure you clean up your tools afterwards, fold everything. It's like that chef school actually was, his chef training was. It wasn't that when he lived at home, it wasn't that.
So good shake on this. You can see the glass is starting to frost up here. That's what you want once it starts to get to that point. You're pretty much there. Dump that out. This is also served over the rocks. I do have some ball ice cubes in the freezer, but I like to use those big ball cocktails on a liquor style drink, like a Manhattan, an old fashioned or something of that nature. This is also a double strain. Actually, I like to pour the drink into the glass with no ice, because when you pour it over the ice, not only can you make sure that you measure it out properly, there's less, I don't want to dilute the drink by pouring it over the ice. So this way, adding the ice in, and then I'm going to take one of my lemon rinds. I made some nice ones here today. So I'm going to take this and just hold it over. And all I want to do is just release those oils all in that. Give it a little rub around here. I'm going to try to get it fancy. And then just kind of drop that in. So. And here you have your honey rose margarita.
Looks delicious. I can't wait to try that one.
Okay.
I'll have to have you make me one after the show.
You can have that one.
So now, real quick, before I show you the finished egg frittata, we're gonna just serve this with a tossed mixed green salad. And I am going to, so I always love to toss my salad. So this is just some of that organic mixed green that you can get at the grocery store. And I put about a half a cup to a cup of feta cheese in there. But what I want to show you is one of my, you know how I am with my gadgets, I love my gadgets. So I am going to show you this mandolin that I purchased. I purchased it from Joseph & Joseph. I actually love, they have excellent design products. This was like under $20. Like you can get a plastic mandolin, you know, for $40, but I figured for $20, I could throw it away when it gets dull. It has different levels of thickness, so 1, 2, and 3, so you can cut things differently. And I'm just going to put, I love purple onion on my salad, but I don't like a lot of it, and I don't like it to overpower, so I put it on one and just give it a couple, you know, swipes down the mandolin, and you have these beautiful, very thinly, let me just put the bowl over there, thinly sliced, and put a couple more in there. So onion, I also use the mandolin on a higher setting, the 2 to do my cucumbers. I'm just throwing cucumbers in there. And then I did it on 1 to do fennel, fresh fennel. I love fresh fennel in a salad. I just think it just really adds a great flavor to the salad, and it's very simple. And then I also chopped up a few figs to put in there. So it's kind of a little Mediterranean style. And then I'm going to take a pinch of salt. And we're hearing more of
Come on over.
Okay. Pinch of salt and pinch of pepper. And then I just made a basic balsamic vinaigrette. Most vinaigrettes are 1 part vinegar to 3 parts oil. I actually don't like as much oil in my vinaigrette, so I do 50-50. That way it's a little less oil. And put it in my little salad dressing shaker. This is an OXO salad dressing shaker, which I love. And then, you just drizzle. I don't like to overdress my salad, so it's like put less on first. I'm going to give it a quick toss. Carolyn, do you recognize this bowl? Carolyn Flathers gave me this bowl. I love a wooden bowl. Salad bowls, in my opinion, a wooden salad bowl is the absolute best. So I'm going to clean up this mess before Max has a heart attack. And I'm going to serve up my, put that away, serve up my salad and show you the finished product over here.
Sure does smell good.
So there is your nice tossed green salad, and here is the pizza egg frittata. A lot of times I'll take sriracha sauce and just drizzle that over. I figured with the spice of the sausage, the sriracha may not go well, so I put a little bit of basil on top. So that is my extent of cooking. And that's what we're gonna have for dinner. Breakfast for dinner. You gotta
Breakfast
love
for
it.
dinner, that's right.
Okay, so let's see if we have any other comments before we say goodbye. Carolyn says Mike has frozen balls. Pat Arnold says that looks delicious, and the logo is awesome.
And they're big ones too, Carolyn.
Thank you, Pat. Thank you very much.
Thanks,
Matt
Pat.
Cahill says great stuff. And Carolyn says, I do recognize that bowl, and you gave me an awesome balsamic vinegar as a thank you. Yeah, thank you very much. And Matt Cahill says, good looking meal. I think so too. I can't wait to enjoy it.
We're ready.
So again, thank you everyone for watching.
Thanks for tuning in, and next week we'll have something good to talk about, and in 2 weeks.
Good to talk about. We don't know what.
Yeah, I already know. I have an idea. And then April 2nd, I think we have a guest.
We do.
Coming on, and we'll announce that next week. And that's about it. So everybody have a great rest of the week.
Cheers, everyone.
Happy spring.
Happy spring. It's
Starts
here.
tomorrow.
It's getting close. I can feel the summer air coming. So thank you very much.
Good night,
Bye-bye.
everybody.